Something a little different in the shop today. I got from my brother this old Homelite Super 2. I believe he had a friend give it to him, and it is locked up tight. Won't pull over. No idea what's going on. So this is real old saw. Cool old Homelite. So I don't need another saw. So this will be my fourth chainsaw. And I have a small property with not a lot of trees, but this is cool. So I'm going to take this apart, see what's wrong with it, and figure out if I can get some parts for it. So here we go. I already took a couple of the screws out. Screw for the handle here. Well, it took me a decent shape, but did have a big ugly washer on it. Holding the rubber in. I know nothing about these old saws, but I think they're cool, so we'll figure it out. I do kind of got interested in saws. I watch a guy, it's Tin Man Saws, guy from Manitoba, Canada, and he likes building old saws and rebuilt a couple of these Homelites, so I thought that was kind of cool. And my brother told me he had this old thing sitting around he wasn't doing anything with, so we're going to tinker around with it. It's a cool little saw, basically a little top handle, which other than it being a tad on the heavy side would work for doing some tree limbing, I would think. A little different than the old race car, but a cool little project. See it? Just gotta figure out what's up with this piston. Oh, well, that spark plug is alarmingly loose. So maybe not the first person to look into it. Old Champion. The porcelain's broken. That's how I received it. Don't see anything obvious in the cylinder. Oh! Broke loose. Maybe it's just been sitting that long. I'm gonna see if I can. It's not quite two-stroke oil, but. Guess I probably should have. Huh. Yeah, looks like the rings were just a little sticky. Well, this bad boy might just run. I'm gonna get some two-stroke oil and dump it down in there. Just smallest amount. Probably still too much, but that is the way it goes. Ooh, that boy still makes compression. Makes a lot of compression. I honestly thought this thing was a lost cause, a goner. Maybe not the case. I'm about to look. I have, I think, a spark plug from a different saw, but I don't know if it's going to work. So we're going to have to check that one out. Man, I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. This clip is loose. Let me give it a little pinch. So this saw, like I said, I got it from my brother, who got it from a friend. It's never ran, as long as we've been aware of it. It was at our cabin in Michigan. And we kind of thought it'd be a cool little thing, but just it not being able to pull over kind of discouraged us a little bit. So, my brother, I think I traded it for something, I don't remember. I told him, hey, I think that's a little project I'd like to work on. Thinking I'd be, maybe him get a cylinder and piston somewhere. Oh, try not to break that tab off. Okay, well that turned out much better than I thought it was going to. So here it is. Here it is. Would not turn over at all before. Now it is. So this is cool. It's got both a front trigger and a rear trigger. So that is cool. Looks like the tank sprung a leak and has been patched. So that's pretty cool. Fun little fix. I guess if it works, that would belong to a redneck in the North Woods of Michigan. So, which ain't all bad. So, I think I'm gonna try and get the cover back on here, see if I can find a spark plug, and see if we can get this thing started. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, it literally, as hard as you could pull on the rope, you thought you were gonna break the recoil, and now it's pulling over and has compression. So that is exciting. Never use a driver to assemble things, especially something like this. I love these new drivers though. It's got an electronic clutch basically, and just lets it in nice and easy. Alrighty. I just need a spark plug, man. I'm ready to try and start this thing. where the spark plug that came out of the old Homelite was busted. So I scrubbed around other stuff I had. I have an old spark plug out of my MS250. So I have issues with it running. It wasn't the spark plug, it was carburetor issues. Cheap. It was a clone saw, cheap Chinese carburetors. But I ended up getting that running good, but I now got an extra spark plug. But not even close. So luckily local AutoZone had NGK with just the right size plug. It's got the taper instead of the crush washer, so we'll get that popped in, and I want to see if it'll bark off at all. So I don't know if it has spark, or I don't know if the switch is working or if the coil works. I don't know, so it's sitting a very long time, so we'll see. That'll do the trick. Alright, choke is on. Pour a little in the car, a little in the tank. See what happens. Switch to on. Choke is all the way on. Holy cow, she started. I'll say that worked just fine. Honestly, I thought I was going to be taking this thing apart, finding scored pistons, staggering, and taking it apart, going on eBay and looking for parts. Sure enough, it's just been sitting long enough that the piston was just a little, the rings were bound up, or just a little bit stuck in the cylinder there from sitting dry. But yeah, I just pulled the recoil off and twisted on the flywheel, and it broke away pretty easily. Threw a little oil in the cylinder, turned it over, a little bit of premix down the carburetor to get the bottom end oiled, and spun it over, and it actually fired right up. So I did a little bit, a couple minutes of research while I was going to the store to get a spark plug, and this is a 31cc Homelite Super 2. It was made from 1976 to 1982, so this is no older than a 1982 saw. I'm going to talk to my brother in a bit and see if we can figure out, get from him the history on this. Yeah, I mean it runs, needs a little bit of throttle on the startup, but hey, helps if you turn the switch on. We're just priming it, getting fuel in there. Keep forgetting to switch it on. Well, there you go. I guess that goes to tell you why old stuff, it just works. Overall, the chain actually looked pretty good. It's been sharpened quite a few times and starting to get sharpened kind of down into the other links, but honestly it didn't look too dull, but we got her here on the bench, might as well give her a fresh sharpen. I just got this, I don't even know what brand it is, cheapest thing Royal King had. I've used it to sharpen my other chain. Seems to work. I'm not the expert of chainsaw chain sharpening. A novice at most. So we'll just get this sharpened up real quick and see how she cuts. Her yanked down, now time to cut her up with the old Homelite. Overall, I think the old Homelite did pretty good, especially for it not running in such a long time, and really very little. I didn't do a carb rebuild. Really, I just took it apart, broke it loose, and fresh spark plug, and nice little cleanup, sharpen the chain, and I think cuts really good. So this is a 31cc. I have a 45cc steel clone. What's that? A Farmer Tech Holds Forma, and this cuts on par with that. Honestly, obviously this being a very old saw, but also an OEM saw, not a Chinese repop, so that definitely makes a difference. But yeah, runs great, and cut this wood up like nothing. The barn chain's a little hot. I don't think it's oiling very good, especially when I had it on its side trying to do the take the stump out here. But it's pretty good. I'll probably take the oiling system apart, take a look at that, see what's going on. But it looks good, works good, and you know it'll be definitely a well-used machine in my arsenal saw. So I have a 45cc with a 16 or 18-inch bar, and then I have a 92cc steel with a 28-inch bar, and then now I got this little, yeah, it's a 14. So, but great little saw. I wasn't sure how much I would use it, but I really like this. It has a front and a rear throttle, and depending on what position you are, it's sometimes better to use the front and sometimes the rear with this top handle. It was actually came in really handy, and it's a really cool feature, especially for a 1976 saw. So yeah, we'll get it cleaned up. We'll keep it, the maintenance it needs, keep it going, and make sure basically the oiling system's working like it's supposed to, and then we'll keep running it. So overall, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I know this is different from what I usually do, more into race car stuff, but needed a break, and I got some inspiration to work on this old saw that I got from my brother for free. So free stuff's good stuff, especially when it works and can be put to work with. Really, I invested a spark plug. I think that was it. Other than that, it was just cleaning it up and getting it running good, and then a little bit of time to sharpen the chain. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.